Good morning. It is Jane with Scraptastic Yarns. Today I thought I would start out with something a little different. I am going to show you a whip and then a couple of finished items and a couple of acquisitions and why I did get those things. As many of you know, from time to time I put up videos on hashtag 50 Gone by 2024. Now, I try to include information, those kind of things, just, general health things around dieting, losing weight, those kind of things. This is meant to help you. It's not meant to give you advice or anything like that. But recently, I got a message from YouTube that they had removed a link that I had provided because it goes against their new health policies. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. Now, this is the latest that has come down in August of this year. And I'm going to just read you what this article says. YouTube starts mass takedowns of videos promoting harmful or ineffective cancer cures. The platform will also take action against videos that discourage people from seeking professional medical treatment as it sets out its health policies going forward. Harmful or ineffective, or which discourages viewers from seeking professional medical treatment, the video platform announced today. The enforcement comes as YouTube is attempting to streamline its medical moderation guidelines based on what it's learned while attempting to tackle misinformation around topics like COVID-19, vaccines, and reproductive health. Going forward, Google's video platform says it will apply its medical misinformation policies when there is a high public health risk, when there is publicly available guidance from health authorities, and when a topic is prone to misinformation. YouTube hopes that this policy framework will be flexible enough to cover a broad range of medical topics while finding a balance between minimizing harm and allowing debate. Videos are not allowed to discourage viewers from seeking professional medical treatment. In its blog post, YouTube says it would take action both against treatments that are actively harmful as well as those that are unproven and are being suggested in place of established alternatives. A video cannot, for example, encourage users to take vitamin C supplements as an alternative to radiation therapy. YouTube's updated policies comes a little after 3 years after it banded together with some of the world's biggest tech platforms to make a shared commitment to fighting COVID-19 misinformation. And everything we've learned about COVID-19, think about that. Although the video platform has previously taken action against vaccine misinformation, such as pulling ads from anti-vax conspiracy videos, it strengthened its approach in light of the pandemic, removing videos with COVID vaccine misinformation in October of 2020 and banning vaccine misinformation from its platform entirely in late 2021. The platform has also taken action against other videos deemed harmful under its medical information policy, including those that provide instructions for unsafe abortion methods or promote false claims about abortion safety. While the major tech platforms stood united in early 2020, their exact approaches to COVID-19 misinformation have differed since the initial announcement. Most notably, Twitter stopped enforcing its COVID misinformation policy in late 2022 following its acquisition by Elon Musk. Meta has also softened its moderation approach recently, rolling back its COVID misinformation rules in countries like the U.S., where the disease is no longer considered a national emergency. Now, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is this. Twofold. First of all, the link that they removed was a link to a calorie counter. A calorie counter. Where did I find that link? Google. That's my problem. They're going to do that, then Google needs to do the same when you go to search for something. Okay? Secondly, what health advisors are they using? Are they going to take down Dr. Eric Westman's, all his research in the ketogenic diet? Dr. Jason Fung about how intermittent fasting can help cure or lessen your kidney disease? These men have years of study, medical study, that back them up. But like I said, the biggest problem that I have is that when you go and you do these searches for this information, it's coming from Google, YouTube's parent company. Does anybody else find that ironic? And my other thing is, are they going to crack down on the get-rich schemes? Those ads that play in front of our videos all the time? You know, Audible, the Mickelson twins. Business models to make money while you sleep. I don't see them cracking down on that. And that's fraud for many of them. So, like I said, I just find that rather interesting that I found this information on Google, YouTube's parent company, and they deleted the link. That's all. Rant over. All right, let's get to some finished items. As you know, our church is having babies galore, so I did finish another knitted sweater. And I also did a crocheted sweater, and this one I think is absolutely adorable. And this is done in I love this yarn, Emerald Pine is the print. And my cohort, who is making baby blankets, actually made a baby blanket out of this, corner to corner. And so this set will be cute for a little boy to get, or a little girl if the mother chooses. For whips, I'm continuing to work on that summer crossing shawl. Let me see if I can find, that's where I'd left off. Got this far going along. Now, remember, there is a YouTube tutorial up for that, and I will link that somewhere around here below or whatever for it. But there is also, it is a crochet along. It is also October, I believe I said the 2nd. Don't quote me. I'll have to look it up, make sure I said the 2nd. If you are working on this and you get it finished, or even just any steps of it, send me pictures and I will put a email address closer to that time for you to send those pictures, or you can post them in the Scraptastic Yarns. I'll put a thread up just for those. And then your name will be put into a drawing for one of my bags, a tote bag of my choosing, as a winning prize for that. So, but I'll double check on that, on that information. Other than that, I have been working on sewing more bags, mainly Halloween, since it's coming up. And I do have a few more that are close to being ready, and I will be posting those up maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. But those should be ready for sale. Now, I did go to Hobby Lobby. I needed to get some more yarns. I realized I don't have a lot of, hang on. I don't have any, some of the different yarns that I would think were more babyish. So I did decide that I was going to go to get some more for baby sweaters. And one of the ones that I picked up was this print, the pastel prints. And it's just got those light, pinks and blue and yellow and that kind of stuff. And then I also picked up another one of the fruit salad because I really like this color and I think it can be done. Both of these can be used, boy or girl. And then I also picked up another yarn, and I picked up 2 of these just because I wasn't sure if one would be enough. And it is the Baby Bee Stork Struck in Sorbet Ballet. Really like those colors. So I picked up 2 of these for just that purpose in itself. And yeah, that is all I have so far. Like I said, I have been continuing to work on bags, move things here, there, and around in the garage so that I can get my car in. And I really would have enjoyed it yesterday because there was a lot of rain yesterday, but, it didn't happen. So there's that. But anyway, I just thought it was rather funny, the whole thing about with Google and YouTube and their new policies and my concerns about, are they actually using medical experts or, what? Like the link I left you is a government website, so I don't know if that's going to stay up or not or what. Are they going to have to be government websites that you leave links to? I mean, what about, things like Spark or, all those kind of things that help people with weight loss that don't necessarily have science behind them. They're just support groups, those kind of things. Are they going to ban those altogether? Especially when you go to look up anything about weight loss, you get their little ads for them. Just curious. All right, that is it. Are you ready for a little what in Tarnation? Car wash workers find groundhog in the front bumper of a customer's car. Workers at an Indiana car wash made a shocking discovery while examining the front bumper of a customer's car. A stuck groundhog. The woman took her car to Mike's car wash in Fort Wayne to be cleaned after a bird got stuck in the front grille. And employees were looking at the front bumper when they spotted the groundhog. Car wash workers took the vehicle next door to Jiffy Lube, where employees called Fort Wayne Animal Care and Control for assistance. The Jiffy Lube workers set about disassembling the front of the car to reach the animal. It was definitely an odd day at work. Last thing I expected was to be pulling apart front bumper to remove a groundhog, Jiffy worker Dalton Brennicky told WPTA-TV. He said the animal was not eager to leave the vehicle. He was cute, but definitely mad that we were trying to take him away from his warm home. We ended up having to take off the front skid plate to give him room to leave the engine bay. After we got him out, he ran to the back of the car and hopped up in the rear suspension. Had to take off the left rear tire to get him out. The groundhog, nicknamed Mike by rescuers, was taken away by the FWACC officer to be checked for injuries. Michigan Lighthouse launches messages in bottles offering free stays. Well, I find this rather interesting. The caretakers of a historic Michigan lighthouse are offering free stays at the landmark in an unusual contest involving messages in bottles tossed into the Great Lakes. The White Shawl Light Historic Preservation Society announced the message in a bottle contest as part of the lighthouse's 113th anniversary celebrations. The offshore lighthouse lake, located about 20 miles west of the Mackinac Bridge in Lake Michigan, is the tallest lighthouse on the Great Lakes. Each of the 4 messages in bottles, which were dropped into the Mackinac Straits, contains a message from one of 4 descendants of longtime lightkeeper George Keller. The messages feature various offers for a free stay for 1, 2, or up to 5 people. The Message in a Bottle contest pays tribute to the Armistice Day blizzard of November 1940, in which Keller and a colleague threw a message in a bottle into the water in case they did not survive the storm. The men survived the storm, and their message was found a few weeks later by fishermen near Gross Cap, Michigan. We made the connection with bringing these 4 family members together that it would be really cool to commemorate that story. Jill Orr, head lighthouse keeper for White Shoal, told ML Live. So, if you're in the area and find a bottle, take them up on their free offer for a free night. Overturned semi-truck spills load of fish onto Washington Highway. I wonder if a lot of cats were in that area, helping clean up the debris, maybe a few eagles. Road crews in Washington were left with quite the mess to clean up when a semi-truck rolled over on Interstate 5 and spilled its load of fish across all the northbound lanes. The Washington State Patrol said the semi overturned near mile marker 205 in the Arlington area Thursday morning and spilled fish across the roadway. Crews will have quite the mess to clean up. All northbound lanes were closed for cleanup, but vehicles were being allowed to pass the scene on the shoulder. And of course, the driver of the semi-truck was not injured, which is a good thing. Now, this next story I find rather interesting. Woman rescued from inside outhouse toilet in Michigan. Michigan State Police responded to Otsego County Lake, where a woman became trapped inside an outhouse toilet while trying to retrieve her Apple Watch. The MSP said troopers from the Galore Post responded alongside the Michigan Department of Natural Resources and Otsego County Emergency Medical Services when callers reported a woman shouting for help from inside an outhouse toilet near the DNR boat launch at Dixon Lake. The woman told rescuers she had climbed into the toilet to retrieve her dropped Apple Watch and found herself trapped. The toilet was removed and a strap was used to hoist the women out to safety, the MSP said in a news release. If you lose an item in an outhouse toilet, do not attempt to venture inside the containment area. Serious injury may occur. The woman was successful in retrieving her watch. Yuck. Where was she planning on cleaning up? Yuck. All right, painting bought for $4 from New Hampshire thrift store sells for $191,000. A painting purchased from a New Hampshire thrift store for $4 was auctioned for $191,000 when it turned out to be a long-lost work by N.C. Wyeth. The painting, titled Ramona, was one of 4 created by the Pennsylvania-based artist for a 1939 edition of Helen Hunt Jackson's 1884 book, Ramona. The work depicts an orphaned young woman in conflict with her foster mother. Auction house Bonham Skinner said the painting was considered long lost by Wyeth experts, but it turned up in the possession of a New Hampshire woman. The woman said she bought the painting from her local Savers thrift store for $4, and it spent some time on her wall before going into a closet. She discovered the painting's true identity after she posted a photo of it on Facebook and was urged to contact curators at the Brandywine Museum in Chadds Ford, PA, and a former Wyeth curator in Maine named Lauren Lewis. The woman decided to have the painting auctioned after its identity was verified. It fetched a high bid of $150,000, making the final sale price $191,000 once premiums and fees were included. The painting's whereabouts before turning up at the thrift store remain a mystery, but Bonham Skinner theorized it might have been gifted to the book's publisher by Wyeth's estate. And that is it for today's podcast. All right, let's get into the devotional. Can you believe that September is almost ended? I mean, where's the time going, really? It's just flying past. Three things. We know that we belong to God, but the evil one controls the whole world. We also know that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding so that we can know the true one. And our lives are in the true one and in his Son, Jesus Christ. He is the true God and the eternal life. 1 John 5:19 through 20. NCV, is that the new concept version? Not sure what that is. All right. We live in a world where abundance seems to be a thing of the past. Many in our culture believe there are no absolutes because of the variables of background, ethnicity, and religion. Unfortunately, there are people in our churches who facilitate succumbing to the influence of society. Gray areas have emerged where black and white should be. John clearly states that we can know absolute truth. We know that God keeps us safe from sin and the evil one. We know we belong to God and we can know the true one. It's all right there in God's Word. What is absolute truth? All right, guys, that is it for today's podcast. Definitely, as always, be kind to one another, love one another, get out there and see this big, beautiful world we live in. And I will see you again later. Bye.